Let's talk about the coronavirus. Should you walk around with a mask on? Should you wash your hands nonstop with hand sanitizer? Should you not leave your house because you don't want to get infected by the coronavirus? Well, let's be real. No, you don't need to do all this right now. And right now, I think folks are thinking, you know, the coronavirus is as bad as the Black Plague. And so let's just look real quick on the stats of that. The stats are 30 to 60% of Europe was wiped out with the Black Plague. So far, the stats that we have right now are not anything even close to that at all with the coronavirus. So I'm pulling up the Wikipedia article right now because I know that's the most up-to-date information we have right now. And that's one of the things right now that I think there's a lot of unknown facts. We don't have all the facts right now. But right now, it started in Wuhan, and as of today, there's 83,000 cases that haven't been confirmed, and 50 other countries. About 8,400 cases were classified as serious, and sadly, there was 2,850 deaths that are contributed to this disease and whatnot. So. You know, that's not great, of course. Now, right now, we don't know all the facts. We don't honestly know how many people have been affected in China, so we don't know. Some of the statistics I have read was that in Wuhan, the death rate's somewhere like 2.8, 2.9%, but in the rest of, and that's where it started, the rest of China, it's like 0.02. And to give a little bit of perspective, the flu is 0.01. That's the death rate for the flu, and obviously the flu has been a lot more, you know, sadly a lot more folks have died from the flu than the coronavirus in comparison and whatnot. So let's talk about a couple of things about what you can do, some symptoms and whatnot like that. So first off, here are some symptoms that we know of as of right now. Fever, fatigue, in the kidneys, decreased function, intestines, diarrhea, respiratory, sneezing, runny nose, sore throat, dry cough, shortness of breath, and then in the blood, decreased white blood cells. So obviously you probably won't get all those symptoms, and you know, as it gets more severe in some people, of course, you know, this starts affecting the organs and whatnot like that. So a lot of these are like flu-like symptoms. Some of these are like cold-like symptoms as well. And so, you know, if you get a cold or the flu, you probably don't have coronavirus and whatnot like that. And so, you know, what's some ways to prevent it? Well, that's probably the best way because, you know, right now there's no cure for it, of course, because it just came out. Basically, just like anything else, wash your hands. We talk about wash your hands for 20 seconds before eating and after blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, you know. Soap and water, I think, are the best. I know that some people love hand sanitizers. I think soap and water is the best way to get rid of anything that's on your, you know, hands and whatnot like that. You know, basically, you know, if you are out in public, if you cough, you know, cough into your, you know, into your arm, don't project it out. If you sneeze, you know, make sure you have some Kleenex or something some tissue to keep that from spreading and whatnot like that. And of course, if you feel ill, you know, just don't, you know, go out until you feel better. I know for a lot of folks that's very difficult to do, but if that's possible, that's one thing. They talk about wearing masks. Don't wear, they basically say don't wear a mask unless you're unless you're ill. So if you're taking care of somebody that's sick, of course, that's, you know, one thing as well. So I don't think we all need to go walk around with masks on and everything like this. If you're a healthcare professional, obviously that's a little bit of thing going on. They talk about self-isolation. If you think you're sick, you know, don't go to work, call ahead before you visit a doctor, you know, separate yourself from others and animals as well, your pets. Use various things to clean, you know, your all surfaces, doorknobs, that kind of thing as well. And basically, you know, that's the way that you, you know, prevent it. And there's no way to cure it, so basically you just fight the symptoms, you know, just like you would with the flu. Some various medicines that you would take to get rid of fever, to keep the fever down, to, you know, take care of runny nose and things like that as well. And so those are the facts that we have as of right now. And I would say, of course, be vigilant. This is something to keep on your mind, and why not like that. Right now in the U.S., there aren't that many cases in comparison to the flu, which there's a lot more flu going on right now than there is other things and whatnot. So, basically right now, I think I already mentioned how many cases there were, 83,000, 2,858 deaths, and then 3,600, 500 people have recovered. Right now there's almost 44,000 active cases going on. This is the stuff I pulled off the web, and basically talks about at least 11 European countries are now confirmed. South Korea has a spike going on, in Japan, global spreads going on. They talk about if you have this, just avoid close contact with people that are sick. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay at home when you're sick. Cover when you cough with a tissue and throw the tissue into the trash. Clean with disinfectant, anything that you touch and whatnot like that. And they talk about not wearing a face mask unless you actually are sick. Wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water. No specific treatment right now. Obviously, if it's a severe case, something going on, you need to make sure you see a physician. I am not a physician, of course. So the flu, this in comparison, here's the flu deaths in 2020. Prevention that has about 4,800 people have died, and 87,000 people have been hospitalized. That's from 6 days ago. There's another source that's 8,000 plus deaths alone in the U.S. with the flu, far more deadly than the coronavirus and whatnot. 15 million people have been sick with the flu in the U.S., and 8,200 people, sadly, have killed. And I'm going to guess, for the most part, the coronavirus, as well as the flu, a lot of times affects folks that are older, their immune systems are suppressed, they have some type of other illnesses that's exacerbated by this illness, breathing cases and whatnot like that. So, that's the facts as we have right now. I wish we knew more what to do. I would say being paranoid and is not necessarily the best course of action. I don't think any of us don't leave the house because the flu is around. I personally wash my hands a lot. I avoid opening the doors with my hands during flu season or cold season. And I don't touch my face until unless I wash my hands. I never eat without washing my hands. So that's another thing as well that's always important to do, is make sure you wash your hands before you eat, keep your hands clean, stay healthy. I think that's the other thing. If you're young, if you stay healthy, you're working out. Obviously, any type of illness, corona, flu, cold, whatever, you're probably going to recover a lot faster because if you're healthy, you're able to recover a lot faster. And obviously, if you're ill, and talk to your physician about some things you can do to make sure that you stay healthy and whatnot. So that's what I know as of right now as a non-physician, just like someone like you. I've been seeing this coronavirus everywhere. Talked about, I've seen the stock market has dropped tremendously because a lot of folks just can't get to work in China and other places in the world as well. So it's going to be interesting to see the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, and see how that effect is on the global economy, as well as various things health-wise. So what should you do in the meantime, right here in the U.S., if you're watching in the U.S.? Just like always, I would have a couple weeks of food at your house. Have some cans of food, have some soup, have some things that you need. Have a supply of medicines that you might need. Have some various things to fight colds and flus in your house. Just have it ready to go. If there's some type of shortages somewhere, you at least have some aspirin, something to help you take care of your fever or headaches and things like that. Just be vigilant. Watch the news. See what's going on. I know around in this area, a couple of schools have closed down for a day or two because the flu got to be pretty bad. And so no one was coming to school because everybody was sick. Hopefully that doesn't happen with the coronavirus. I don't know yet. We're just a couple days into this in some aspects. Apparently there was a case in Northern California today or yesterday that just came out of nowhere. No one knows how that person got infected. It seems like this coronavirus probably is spread via air. and you might be sick for 2 weeks and not show any symptoms. Usually with the flu, you know when you're sick, you feel horrible, but apparently, 2 to 14 days that you could be, sick and just don't know it. If you think about that cruise ship that was off the coast of Japan, as the days went by, more and more folks got ill, and they might have already been infected, and so it just took that time, that incubation time, to happen for them to get sick with this coronavirus and whatnot. So just do things, be smart, be prepared, be vigilant, and you have the facts there. Don't just start thinking that this is the end of the world. It's not. Right now, the worst case scenario is that, and this is with the little stats that we have right now, that if you get the coronavirus, 98% chance you're going to make it. And I would say if you're a young person, it's probably almost 100%, just because you're more healthier. If you're older, obviously it's less, because when you get older, you just can't fight diseases as easily as being young and whatnot. So thank you for watching this long video. Hope you learned a little bit about the coronavirus. And all I'm saying right now is current as of right now. I'm going to post this video tonight, another a couple hours. So it's only current for this period of time. I don't know what's going to change in the next week, days. So this thing is updated daily, basically. And but the things like just like any type of thing, like you're preparing, keeping yourself healthy from the flu and whatnot like that. Wash your hands. Make sure you do things to keep yourself from getting sick. So thank you for watching. As always, rock and roll, and of course, it does compute. If you like this type of amazing content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that would totally compute. Computed.